Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Saturday, March 18th. I'm going to record a video on Saturday charts. Get ready for the week, see what I'm looking at, see if it makes any sense for you guys. Before I start, if you like this content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And leave me a comment and see if there's anything that you want me to look at. Again, these are highly subjective charts that I run, my views on them. Hope you enjoy them. So, with that said, let's start with the dollar. The first chart I have up here is a chart of the dollar index, DXY. This is very congested to me. It's not telling me much. Obviously, there was a little bit of a reversal here and some continuation into some support. Nothing much going on to me in the dollar index. I think the market is expecting or waiting to see what happens with the Fed here in the US. There are some dollar pairs that look like the dollar's a little bit offered, um, specifically dollar yen. If you look at dollar yen and cross yen in particular, you can see here a reversal candle on a weekly. These are weekly charts and continuation. So this does look a little offered. I want to run a Fibo from this low to this high and see if we find some support around the 61.8. But this does look offered. If it starts breaking down, we could probably expect the dollar or dollar yen to start moving lower. I'm not in it. I'm not trading this right now. I'm on the sidelines. I am trading FX on the crosses, and I'll show you a few, but I'm not involved in that. Another dollar pair that I like to look always is dollar CNH. This to me is mixed. There's nothing here to me. If anything, congestion. I have the Fibo here from this low to this high. We have a mix of candles here that I think is showing me a lot of congestion, a lot of mixed flow, nothing too conclusive here. So I'm laying low on the dollar trade a little bit. I am trading it on bucket A, which is short term. I am not committing to long term views on the dollar at this point. So let's move on to equities. Start with U.S. equities. So look at the S&P. I mentioned last week this cluster here. I think this is important. I think it went in it and it rebounded. Big last week was a big negative candle. This one was trying to recover. I do like this lower, but again, this is not very conclusive. This is very choppy, and it's been very choppy for a long time. So, very short term views here. I think eventually we'll break down lower, but not committing too much here. Same with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ had a good week. Again, this has been a very choppy market. Found support right on the prior highs, but nothing really. Very choppy, short-term trading for me. What is more directional at this point, and I think a better trade, are global equities. So let's start with a chart of the DAX. And I've been in this trade. My subscribers know this for a while. We found this pattern. I labeled this on the bigger chart of B wave. Seems to me like this is broken down. And I would expect this to continue to go lower. And I have on the channel, on the Discord channel, and on the website, I outline what are levels from the shorter time frames to layer on shorts on this. Same thing with the FTSE, with the UK equities. I'm going to go over this pattern in a little bit later on in this video, but this looks like an ending diagonal that has broken down. And again, this is more directional. To me, this is a better picture than U.S. equities. And finally, on global equities, Hong Kong. Again, these are all weekly charts. The Hang Seng to me looks offered as well, right? Not a huge week last week, little congestion here, but there's a trend to me, and that should resolve lower. I see this big decline, this big wave. You can label this a wave 3, and then this wave, this corrective wave higher, you can label that wave 4, and you see how it petered out against these lows here, right? So I think that this wave was corrective, and now I think that we'll resume lower. Those are equities. Um, let's look at bonds. Again, the bond trade has been the cause of a lot of pain for a lot of traders. I've been hearing a lot of rumors of people being blown out on the moves that we've seen recently in rates. Very big moves on the twos and the fives. This is a 10-year, you know, pivotal level. If I look at this fractal, I think there's some support here right along this Fibo. Similar story with the fives, trading at a very, very critical level. If it starts breaking lower, right? Last week we mentioned that we could see continuation lower from these candles. Now look at that against these prior highs and these prior lows. So there's some support here. If this starts breaking down, going lower, that could hit the dollar a little bit. That could help yen, and that could make cross yen a really good trade. Same with the twos. The twos seem to be breaking down, right? This was a very, very big aggressive move last week. Very big move. And I think that this is what has blown up a lot of people. This seems to me that has more room to go lower. So I'm cautious on the dollar because of it, and I'm focusing my FX risk capital on other pairs, which I'm putting on the side and on the Discord channel. Now let's look at the pattern that everybody's been asking me about, and that is the ending diagonal, right? And we've done really well with that pattern this year so far, identifying 3 key trades with that pattern. Let me show you the first one, and I'm going to go to my daily charts. We identified this pattern early on in the year. We went short when we saw this ending diagonal with this divergence. This is one of my favorite patterns to trade. We did sell Aussie Kiwi, and it still offered. Another one that we identified really well was Swiss yen. If you see these patterns, and I find them with regularity and put them on the channel, put them on the website, these are pretty infallible. When you see these tops forming on this diagonal formation, on these wedge formation with divergence, you know that there's going to be a blow off. You know there's going to be a sell off or a big move against that diagonal, right? This is another one that we identified really well. And against the grain, we also identified dollar mex. This was a great trade for us. We went long at 17.95. That was on the site, and it exploded higher. Once it broke, when you start seeing this RSI divergence right here and making new lows with this thing starting to move higher, then you know it's time to buy it, specifically when you see this type of wedges. Again, all of these trades are on the website, and I share all these trades on my Discord channel live with our subscribers. I think that we made a killing with this trade. I know that a lot of the guys that follow me did as well. I hope they did. I know a couple of them did because they mentioned it. And again, we're finding these type of trades with regularity. We're doing well. We're having a good year so far. So knock on wood on that. And I wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you that ending diagonal and the fact that we are putting those trades on live on our channel. We're communicating well with our subscribers and hanging those trades on our website. So with that said, please let me know what you think. If you want me to look at any charts for next Saturday's video, let me know. Put it on the comments. I'm happy to do it. I'm running charts all Saturday, getting ready for the week. Good luck next week. It's going to be a pivotal week with the Fed coming up. I think that what we're seeing in the dollar is that indecision, that congestion is just a function of the market looking for direction. I still have a feeling that the dollar will do well, but obviously it's going to depend on what Powell does. It's going to depend a lot on what the bond market does. So, it's okay to be off or out of the trade. You don't have to be in a trade all the time. Like I always say, you can trade 2 to 3 times a month and be a hero. So there's no reason really to go into every trade or every move that you see. I urge people to have caution next week. I think it's going to be a very pivotal week and with a lot of volatility. Expect some fireworks from the Fed. Really, everything is up in the air, and I wish we knew what was in Powell's head. Um, Nobody does. We can only guess and follow Price. So, with that said, best of luck next week. Hope you enjoy this video and see you soon.